When I went to Kakuma and I became a refugee, I was given a token. I was given a different name. I was given an identity. And that was not what I wanted. I wanted to grow up as somebody with a country. But today, I am speaking as a South Sudanese. Today, I'm speaking as somebody that have a flag. Somebody that can call ourselves as a country. And that country is something so beautiful that I can say thank you to the God. Thank you to all the leaders that fought so hard for South Sudan to be South Sudan today. Ruth, I voted 3 times. I repeated myself 3 times in Blue Spring Hotel in Nairobi when we were voting for separation. That is something that nobody can take away from me. The world cannot take away from me being a South Sudanese. They can take away anything, but they can never take away me being a South Sudanese. That is something that can never be taken away, and that is something that I'm not taking for granted. And that's why when you see me so very wild, I am always very wild, because the country called South Sudan is my identity. I am no longer called a refugee. I have a country. I have a flag that I can hold and tell people I have a country. That is not something that is so small. That is something that big. Even if South Sudan is in war today, even if people are dying today, even if bombs are being dropped as I'm speaking right now, but I know that we have a country that no bombs can take away, a country that no leaders can take away, a country that is there to remain and is part and is recognized in the world as a country. And that is something, even if you are becoming a slave today, even if you are becoming a slave wherever part you are in the world, as a South Sudanese, you know that even if I am doing this all shoddy work, even if I am doing this work that I never dreamed to do, even if I'm in this part of the world that I never wanted to be, I am being in this world, and I know that I have a country called South Sudan. That is something that nobody will ever take away. That is something that no jobs can ever take away. That is something that not even the strongest presidents in the world can never take your identity as a South Sudanese away from you. Being the last born of the world is not something small. Being the last born of Africa is not something small. We should always work hard to protect that country called South Sudan, because that is our identity. That is what rescued us from becoming a refugee to become South Sudanese. So that thing alone, that South Sudan that you are taking for granted today, people like us, we take it so seriously. We take it so seriously because I have an identity. I am no longer called a refugee. Even if I'm called a refugee, even if you are called a refugee, you are being called a refugee with identity that came from South Sudan. That is something that is not small. Salva Kiir can never take away from you. Dr. Ruac can never take away from you. Makwelwes can never take that away from you. Kwalmanyang can never take that away from you. Honorable Tutkiao can never take that away from you. Honorable Peter Bandengai can never take that away from you. Nobody can ever take away you being a South Sudanese. That is something that you hold so dearly, that neither only death can take that away, but you are going to be buried as a South Sudanese. So, this is something that you as a mother, you as the all youth of the 10 state and the 3 administrative areas, it is high time we see the seriousness of what is happening. It's high time we hold our hands and we call this South Sudan, South Sudan. We cannot be able to reach to every part of the country, to all part of the state, but the youths that come from that state should start solving the problem of that state. If I'm from Unity State, I should start working hard to make sure Unity State become peaceful, because if Unity State is peaceful, South Sudan is peaceful. To those who come from Warap, you should start solving the problem of Warap, because if Warap is peaceful, South Sudan is peaceful. If you're from any state, if you're from Eastern Equatoria, fix the problem in Eastern Equatoria, because if Eastern Equatoria is peaceful, South Sudan is peaceful. We should all work hard. Jonglei, if Jonglei is free and peaceful today, South Sudan is peaceful. We have to make sure that we start from what is within us. We don't start from far. South Sudan, Juba is not South Sudan. 10 states and 3 administrative areas is what makes South Sudan, South Sudan. Without these 10 state and 3 administrative areas, South Sudan is not South Sudan. So Juba is not even yet the capital city of South Sudan. We have not even yet reached to the capital city of South Sudan. So this one today, I will speak one by reminding you that nobody will come and build South Sudan. Nobody will come and fix the problems in South Sudan. It will be you as the daughter of that state, as a daughter of that county, as a daughter of that Payams to come out and say, I can do the little I can. We should not stop. We should stop ignoring the things that are happening within in our areas, and we start seeing the biggest problem in Juba, because the problems that are happening in the states are the problems that are contributing to the headquarters, are contributing to the problems that are happening in Juba. If you did not entertain your uncles who are looting resources in South Sudan, when they come to the villages and you tell them stop stealing, they will stop stealing and South Sudan will be free. If you start talking to your husband who is taking guns and saying we must fight, and tell them that we should take things peacefully, then we are going to have peace in South Sudan. So we are all contributing, because these leaders that are destroying South Sudan, they have husbands, they have wives, they have daughters, they have sons. So it's our duty to start talking to these people. If we don't talk to these people, then that means we are part of the people that are destroying the beautiful country called South Sudan. I, Ruth, voted in 2011 in Blue Spring Hotel. I was not even yet 18 years when I voted in 2011. I was still very young, and I voted 3 times. So I hold to that every single day. So if you don't know why you voted for separation, I know why I voted for separation, because I wanted the people in Kenya to stop asking me why are people dying or fighting in South Sudan. And I was still young, I didn't know what was going on. But today I know that we are fighting a baseless war, a war that there are people that want to destroy the country, there are people that want to be in power for a very long time, and they are not even building that country called South Sudan. I said no, and I signed a warrant that I will fight to the end to make sure that South Sudan have peace. But South Sudanese, we want to deal with South Sudanese as human rights activists. You don't deal to South Sudanese like the way we deal with other people, because South Sudanese are notorious, South Sudanese are arrogant, South Sudanese are people that don't listen. They hold too much into their culture that need to be fight for. So when I become sour, I'm being sour because I know who are the people I'm dealing with, whose people I'm talking to. So today, I'm here to speak. One, everybody that is a refugee, you can feel that you are a refugee. To people who are giving these people this protection, becoming a refugee is not a pride. Becoming a refugee is not a privilege. Becoming a refugee is a condition. To me, I call it a disease. Nobody wants to run away from our home and stay in another person's home. It's a condition. And anytime there's a lot that comes with it, you have to be given a new identity. That thing, I call it slavery again. I reject it, and I don't entertain, and I don't enjoy it, because people have to remove you, put you a card, give you a name. They have to change even the language you are speaking, and they give you a new language. You have to be taught a new language. So becoming a refugee is also part of the problem that we are going through. So don't think when we are refugees, or when you are a refugee, or when you give us, you grant us that refugee status, that it's a privilege. No. We have a home. And what we need is our home to be peaceful so that we can enjoy our homes. So people should work so hard to stop we should work so hard to stop the issue of becoming a refugee, by making sure that countries become peaceful, by making sure that the world is a peaceful area, by making sure that we invest more resources in building human nature, protecting humans, not making weapons, not investing in wars that are killing human beings, that are destroying people, that are making people to become not what we are fighting for. Because God never brought us to this world to suffer. But the humankind are so greedy. They are manufacturing weapons. These weapons destroy countries. These weapons destroy the world. These weapons destroy the nature. So if you're building, if these countries that call themselves countries that they have human rights, how can you have human rights and you are producing weapons? How can you call yourself human rights and you are selling weapons? You are lying to yourself. You are lying to us. You are becoming hypocrites. So this one, we should stop lying to ourselves and we should become humans. Invest more money in humanity than investing more money in conflict. Then we can say we have something called human right. We are having human right in the papers all over the world. We don't have human right that is being practiced practically. So these are things that are happening. We are dealing with a lie that we are living with in this world. Somebody is telling you that come and I will give you protection. And they are producing the weapons that are killing you in your country. They are sending weapons to your country and they are telling you that I'm giving you protection. What kind of protection is that? This is a lie. And people are lying to us and we should stop this lie that everybody is lying to us. Another thing is, today I dedicate this birthday of mine to all the children that are suffering, that had to lose their life, that had to flee to become refugees in a young age, just like me before, many years ago in Kakuma. And also to human rights activists that are being tortured everywhere, that are being put in jail, that are being even mocked by the same people that they are fighting for. Being a human rights activist, there's no difference between being a human rights activist and being as a soldier in front line. These two people are people that are fighting for countries. These two people are people that are fighting for bills to be signed, for rules to be signed, for constitution to be written, for countries to be straight. These are people that they deny themselves the flesh of life. They don't have families. They don't have husbands. They don't have wives. They don't have children, most of them, because these luxury things don't go together with human rights work. Why? Because you have to dedicate yourself. You are either in point B, point C, point D, or point E. Why? Because you are fighting for something that is take time to be seen, take time to be recovered. And sometimes those who have children even suffer. So you need to know, when you meet a human rights activist, be very careful before you open your mouth and you abuse them. You don't know what they go through. Because we go through detentions. We go through prisons. I, Ruth, have been in prison before even I reached 30 years old. It was so painful. In detention. I've slept in airports 3 hours, 3 days, 4 days. Do you know why? Because I'm being deported. These things are things that we go through and you don't see. And we go through these things because we choose to fight for countries. We choose to fight for people. Because human rights activists represent the citizen in each country and in the world. So today, I am here to say, we are going to fundraise to CNW. These are concerned women. These are women that I've been working with since I was very back then in South Sudan. They are based in the West. They have been doing a lot. I remember I do a very big program with them in the POC in Juba. And they are women that are making things happen. They discuss the challenges of the problems that are happening in South Sudan. So concerned women, I dedicate this day because they are doing a fundraising to go and support the problems that are happening in South Sudan. And I say today, we are going to raise $31,000. It might take us 1 month. It might take us 1 day. It might take us 5 months or any time it's going to take. Then we are going to fundraise $31,000. And this is a dedication that I'm putting toward this woman. The cake I'm going to cut is this cake that given to this woman. So I will put the link there and we are all going to fundraise. It's going to be here. It's going to be in Instagram and also it's going to be in TikTok. So we are all going to fundraise. The little you have, go click that link and put the amount that you can. Because we have to change. And change has to start with that $1 you have. That $2 you have. Let's put to this woman. Let's the love you have shown me, let's show to this organization. Let them go and serve their people in South Sudan. And also in the other part of the world that they are working in. So thank you so much for those people who have been wishing me happy birthday since. Tomorrow I'll be able to read some of the comments or some of the posts. So today, just continue posting because today is not the celebration. Tomorrow is when I'll come and finalize what we have managed to raise. So tomorrow is the day. So enjoy the day. And I, Ruth, what makes me keep going is seeing South Sudanese fighting. When you are silent, I feel bad. But when you speak, I feel good. Even if you abuse me, I know you're abusing me because you know I am doing something or I am saying something. We should never keep quiet. We should always speak for our problems. We should always be the ambassador of all the problems that are happening in our country. Let's make sure that any person that is doing something bad, even if it's your father, your husband, your sister, your boyfriend, we have to tell them, no, it doesn't work like this. It has to work like this. Because until we correct all the problems that are happening, then we are going nowhere as a country. So long live South Sudan. Long live this beautiful world. And let's protect the nature. Because when we protect the nature, it reminds us that we need to live peacefully as human beings. I love you, my South Sudanese. I love you, all the world. I love you, every part, to every woman that is suffering. And also to my fellow people that are enjoying their birthday today. Because I know there's a lot of people that are enjoying their birthday today. Happy birthday to all of you. And to my twin sister tomorrow, it's going to be your birthday. Happy birthday to you in advance, Katia Iskai. Bye-bye to everybody.